Looks like we found ourselves in a horror movie. No worries, I'm going to give you 5 loadouts to help you survive. Hello and welcome to the Stinger Workshop. My name is Rick Barrett, and I'm your host for these series of videos where we talk about everything in the gun community, from gun accessories to gun maintenance. And in this video, we are going to be addressing the spookiest time of the year. That's right, Halloween is upon us. And with that comes the watching of scary movies. No matter what your favorite scary movie, whether that's zombies, aliens, or masked killers, I want to give you these 5 loadouts, which is a rifle-pistol combination, that will help you get to the final credits. My loadouts are going to be based on 3 criteria: caliber, capacity, and weight. Caliber, you want it to be powerful enough to actually knock the assailant down or take out the zombies. You want to have enough of it to end the threat. And weight, you don't want it to be so heavy that in the event you actually have to run, that would weigh you down and you get caught. You want to save that for somebody else. So the first loadout that we're going to do is the mil-spec loadout. This is the standard loadout I'm pretty sure everybody would go with. It's an AR-15 with some kind of full-size duty pistol. Glock 17, SIG P320, Beretta M9. There are a lot of advantages to the AR-15. It shoots the 5.56 caliber, which is powerful enough to get the job done. The AR-15 also has a light enough recoil that in the event that you have to give the gun to somebody else in your group, whether you're opening a door or starting a car, they'll still be able to lay down that suppressive fire to keep the threat at bay. When it comes to capacity, the AR-15 is going to be the clear winner because you're going to be able to have multiple magazines of 30 rounds between 6 and 8, and they're light enough that they won't be a burden. This will allow you to put more lead between yourself and the creature that seems to be chasing you at the time. When we talk about weight, the AR-15 is going to be one of the lighter rifles, so it's not going to weigh you down in the event that you do actually have to run. When we're talking about your sidearm, whether it's the Glock 17, whether it's the SIG P320, whether it's the Beretta M9, the whole point is to have a firearm that has a high capacity with capable ammo. The high capacity of your AR-15 and your full-size duty pistol, the acceptable ammo of both the 5.56 and the 9mm cartridge, and the fact that they are lightweight enough for you to be able to move, the mil-spec option would be the option most would pick to survive a horror film. Now, the second loadout you could choose is what I like to call the homestead loadout. This consists of a shotgun with either a full-size duty pistol or a revolver. Now, your shotguns, you get to pick from the Mossberg 500, the Remington 870, or you could pick a semi-automatic like the Benelli M4 or the Beretta 1301. When it comes to caliber, the 12-gauge double-aught buck is one of the standard bearers in self-defense, which is used to take down a variety of much bigger predators. However, when we talk about capacity, that puts this loadout at the bottom of this ranking, because even if you do a combat shotgun, you're getting 8, maybe 9 rounds max, unless you go with a much longer barrel, then you're getting 10. So you do not have as much ammo to throw at the bad guys. Now, unless you want to do the fanny pack option, there's not a lot of ways you can carry extra shells, so that's going to limit the amount of shells you can take with you. Plus, the more shells you carry to load, the heavier it becomes. And speaking of weight, this is another disadvantage of this system, and that is that the shotgun tends to be a heavier firearm. The ammunition it carries is heavier as well. Now, when we come to the sidearm of the homestead loadout, you have either the full-size duty pistol or a revolver. Now, I've already talked about a full-size duty pistol, capable ammo, large magazine. But what about a revolver? The revolver doesn't have as much capacity, is not very quick to reload, so why would you use it? Well, the simple answer is the caliber that you can use a 357, you can use a 44 mag, and that's a lot of power to carry on your sidearm. So what you're getting with the homestead loadout is a lot of power, but unfortunately you're not getting a lot of capacity. This third loadout that you could choose to survive this horror movie scenario is what's called the Cowboy Setup. This consists of a lever action rifle and a revolver. The lever action is a nice option to have to try and survive a horror movie scenario. Yes, it only has 10 rounds, but you get better range with it than you would with a shotgun. It's also lighter than an AR-15 and a shotgun, which means you're going to be more maneuverable in those settings. The lever action also gives you the ability to carry 1 ammo. Whether you want to use a lever action in 357 and you can carry a 357 revolver, or 44 mag, or 45 long cold if that's your jam. Having both your long gun and your sidearm both be the same caliber, what does that mean? Less ammo to carry means you're going to be able to be lighter on your feet while still being able to put a lot of lead downrange. You may not think it's a great option, but you should definitely consider the Cowboy Setup to try and survive a horror film. That brings us to our fourth loadout. That would be the City Escape Setup. The City Escape Setup consists of a pistol caliber carbine and a full-size semi-automatic firearm. The advantages of a pistol caliber carbine: they're light, they're maneuverable in tight spaces, and if you pick the right one, they'll be compatible with your sidearm, giving you more ammunition. The negative is most pistol caliber carbines do not have great ballistics because the barrels are not long enough to really give you any additional performance that you would get on a standard full-size pistol. And it has the added bonus that if you really want to get spooky, you can put a suppressor on it. That brings us to our fifth loadout, which I just call the Soviet Setup. It's an AK-47. Because AK-47 guys, they don't use anything else. At least it's got a great caliber, and if you're using this setup, the gun's probably going to outlive you. Alright, those are 5 loadouts to help you survive a horror film. Now I'm going to give you mine. Since I am apparently in this horror movie with you, I get to select my own loadout, and it's not any of these. I get to use what I call the gangster setup. Some of you may call it a boomer setup. That's fine, I don't really mind. But I get to rock the Thompson submachine gun and a 1911. Now I'm throwing all my criteria out the window because I'm going to tell you, I got 2 bad knees, I'm not running. So I'm taking as much capacity as I can, and I'm laying down suppressive fire so you can get away. Which is why I don't really need much capacity on my sidearm. I want to know in the comments below what you would use. Do you like my selections? What would you choose instead? And that's it for this video. Coming to you from some creepy forest, I'm Rick Barrett. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you again soon.